And fuck it, might as well do another video. Hey there, fellow gamers! It's the Ramblin' Manager bringing you another track tonight. And this is a shout out to a friend of mine who has been nagging me to get a particular game these past several months since it's been out. And I was stubborn like I always am. I kind of have that pattern here where I'm stubborn to try out a new game, and I finally try it out with the friend that's been suggesting me to play it for years, and then I'm like, oh, it's actually not too bad. Thankfully, this isn't the case with Dead by Daylight, where it's more of, just a commitment to getting cosmetics and just being a masochist myself. No, I'm talking about the latest survival game to come out that has been making waves across Steam. At least it was, last year, but I feel like it's still getting a lot of recognition. I'm really late to the party, but I've been enjoying it nonetheless. Motherfucking Valheim. And I just love everything about it. Given I'm only in, the first two biomes, right? I'm still a part of the meadows and the Black Forest. I haven't explored everything about it, but between the easy-to-grasp survival mechanics that are fun to engage in and don't penalize you that much, to just the mixture of Skyrim Oblivion-esque RPG leveling systems and the semi-fun Minecraft building shit. I just been having fun in my training world, just building up my stats, gathering resources, and just enjoying the ambiance of the Norse themed setting. But I won't lie, there are a couple things I would like to add in, especially since, the game's still in early access, and hopefully there'll be, more shit added in days to come, whether it be, paid expansions or more free updates. I like to think that the amount of players playing the game, in conjunction just, how robust it is. The simple fact that I can create a world and turn it into a server at a whim, and 9 other players can join in for a 10 co-op experience, a 10-player co-op experience, is just fucking amazing. Hey, other AAA developers, take fucking note, please. But beyond all that, there are a couple things I would like to suggest. Chief among them, obviously, Steam Workshop support, please. That would extend the longevity of the game, bar none. Especially making it stupid fucking easy for me and my friends I've been playing for the past week to add in some new enhancements to the game. But another thing I'd like to suggest are some skills, some what ifs. Because I have no problem with the skills, of course, but there's a couple I think would be kind of cool to help out, those stubborn guys earlier on. My complaint, I don't like to use resources unless I absolutely have to. Chief among them, food to an extent, given, where I'm situated. I have, an abundance of animals to hunt, so I don't really have to worry about much. I have, hundreds of deer, boar, and the neck guzzards, whatever the fuck those lizards are in the oceans. I have plenty of meat from the meadows. So I don't have to worry about meat too much. It's 20 minutes of an extra 30, 40 stamina, and a fuck ton of health. But the berries, I do have issues of the mushrooms being 15 minutes and the raspberries being 10. It's annoying. So my suggestion, one of 3 things to the skill progression. Number 1, metabolism. What I would love is that every time you eat a food item, you would get a boost to food eating mechanics, where it would be a small duration increase, so you'll be able to sustain those benefits for longer, or a boost to the effects given. And obviously, it can't be anything substantial. It could be somewhere around 50%, similar the blocking. Blocking goes up every other point, it goes up by 1%. It could be something similar to that. Because even a 50% increase could be substantial. Imagine meat going from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and boosting your stamina from 30 points to 45. It don't sound like a lot. When that extra 15 points in stamina can mean a difference between being able to outrun an attack or being able to get an extra hit on an enemy, it can make all the world different. Especially the extra health you could get. It could be a huge game changer. But it would just be very nice because then it would help encourage you to actually fucking eat instead of like being stubborn and going, oh, I'm not gonna eat. I can do all this stuff with 25 health and 50 stamina. But beyond that, another skill I would love to add in, which would be kind of cool, would be something like endurance or endurance, where like the more stamina using abilities you use, whether it be jumping or running or using an attack, whatever, the more stuff you do that drains your stamina, your endurance gauge will go up. And what I'm thinking will happen is, again, similar to blocking, every other point goes up by a stamina point. So at max, you'll get like 50 stamina, maybe 100 if they wanted to buff it. Who knows? But the idea is that to those that don't want to, like, do that or, want to eat, they can at least get a little bit of extra base stamina. So in case they don't want to eat and they just want to use, like, the base stamina to do things, it could still help them out. And it could still be a boon to, like, eating food and whatnot, because then the more food you eat, you'll get more base stamina to use up. The more base stamina you can use up, the more abilities you can use, whether it be running or jumping or, hitting shit. You'll be able to keep expending stamina. Maybe an idea would possibly be like, for every point of stamina used, you'll get like 0.1 or 0.2 XP to the endurance buff. And thinking of endurance, the thesis to it, or whatever the fuck that term is, the antithesis, the sister companion to it, could be toughness. And toughness is basically any health you lose, you'll get some fucking points to toughness or health. Just to boost your health, basically. And maybe to add in some extra functions to it for both stamina and health, maybe also boost the base regen up to like maybe 25%, maybe 30%. Increase to how quickly your stamina and fucking health can regenerate. Obviously, it could be pretty busted if you have like the rested benefit, because then your shit will be healing way quicker. But it can help out if you need a little bit of that extra regen if you're in a fight or if you're going long distances without portals. Also, another skill going off of those would be, again, something similar to Oblivion. Something regarding armor, because there's shit for shields and weapons, there's nothing for armor. And what I was thinking of for armor, it's similar to like toughness. Every time you get hit, you'll get XP, but obviously it should be fixed, because it's like with health, it could vary. But with armor, it's like, because if you're wearing like a high expensive armor and you can tank like all the damage from it, it won't translate well. So like every time you get hit, you'll get 1.5 XP to upgrading your armor. And like maybe at max level, what can happen is it can reduce the weight on your armor by like 50%, so it won't weigh as much, and increase the fucking armor rating overall by like 50% to 100%. Yes, it could mean that like earlier armors can get a huge boost to damage resistance, but I mean, it could help out those that like want to stick to like earlier armors, or like maybe want to skip a biome and go to a different one. It could help them grind up in the earlier stages. And also, as a suggestion to like expanding upon like weapons and improving them, like I know each skill just basically increases damage of a particular item, but I feel like they could have gone a step further. I know like I've been reading like various skill pages for Valheim. Let me actually look real quick. Does upgrading like weapon skills reduce the stamina consumption? Yeah, stamina usage. Okay, so that's built in. Cool. But what I was thinking, in conjunction with like stamina usage and like the damage increase, I was also thinking of quite simply improving the firing rate with the weapon. It'd be awesome if the more you use a particular weapon, the quicker you can be. So yeah, nothing insane. may not be interested in using a weapon. That'd be like a nice neon spear thing. Just with how quickly and also the buff to swimming. Like really, it's all improving skills in terms of like just going that extra mile. Add in a prestige system because I feel like like a prestige system. Like I was thinking about how to make it work. And I think this is the best option. Obviously, you know, if you're to make someone prestige, like, I was thinking, like, whenever you beat, like, the last boss, you hit, like, the true end game, you just be allowed to reset the world in your character to get, like, a prestige level where you can, like, limit break your skills. But then I was thinking, nah, that'd be a little bit too wonky, because I don't even know if there's, like, an actual true end game, or, like, an end to the world. So, as a backup plan, I was thinking just prestige whatever skill that you want. Like when it hits 100, you can prestige and reset back to 0. And what'll happen is you'll get like a star next to your name when other players see you. Like maybe it'll be like a number next to it to show you like how many times you prestiged. And every time you prestige, you'll get like a 25% buff to XP gain with that skill to like lessen the grind to leveling it back up, which means, you know, those that like fucking grind out running, oh god, that will be a fucking cakewalk or jumping. In addition to like limit breaking the skill, I don't know what would be like a balanced approach, and obviously depending on like what skill you use, it'd be very broken. Like jumping, you could jump over fucking trees possibly, and you would have to like rework the jumping mechanic, because obviously if you jump way too high, you'd probably fucking die. So maybe, hey guys, another suggestion, maybe add in like some falling damage reductions to jumping stat. That'd be kind of cool. Like at max, like a 50% reduction in the damage taken when falling. That'd be fucking awesome. I did die one time on my training world. It was like my first death in the world. I had like 2 HP and I fell from like 1 foot. Boom, I fucking died. It's my first death in the world after like 13 days of survival. I was pissed. But back to prestiging. In terms of like the limit breaking, I don't know if it should be like it has an additional 10 levels or 25 levels. Because depending on like which one you do, like either one is too little to notice or one's too massive if you get up to that prestige level cap of like 125, you would just be fucking blitzing through the map or jumping obscenely high. And then from there, like in terms of how many times you can like prestige it and limit break it, I don't know if like the cap should be like 4 prestige levels of like 200 levels total, because then you'd be talking about going from like 25% movement speed up to 50%, and that could be noticeable when sprinting. And you know, if you can go up to like 1,000, you can just sprint across the whole fucking land in an instant. You'd be literally flash. So I don't know what the balance should be, but I mean, the reason why I was thinking of a prestige system, was just besides the fact of being even more godlike, is just because, you know, it would show how much you love your character and how much dedication you have for that particular user save file. But, I don't know, beyond all that, I mean, there's not really much I can recommend about the game. I mean, I think it's just perfect the way it is. I mean, obviously, I saw a mod for, like, enchanted loot from, like, chests or enemies. That'd be kind of cool. I would love more accessories in the game from Baldur, especially, like, you know, yeah, I saw there was one that increases your carrying capacity, but give us one that, you know, like, increases movement speed, guys. Or maybe, you know, like, increases the stamina regen, so I can, like, regen it a whole lot quicker when I'm out in the world, you know? Just anything. And maybe improvements like XP gain, that'd be fucking rocktastic. It's like, add in more items to buy, because as far as I'm concerned, the only thing I can see it's useful is that fucking carrying weight capacity upgrade. Beyond that, I don't really have like any other use to spend those coins on anything. Give us more shit to buy. Maybe some unique weapons to buy from All War. That could be like a transitional item from the Black Mountain to the Swamp or whatever. They'll be slightly better than like the bronze items, but slightly weaker than the root items apparently, like a middle ground. I don't know, it'd be fucking awesome. And maybe you gotta buy the crafting components from him, so it would actually encourage you to like go out there and, you know, farm up the caves or actually kill more trolls. And from there, speaking of the caves and dungeons, let that shit respawn. The fact that I heard that stuff doesn't respawn except the mushrooms is really disheartening, because I won't lie, there was one armor set I had on my mind for the past couple of days, and that's the Fenris armor. Just because of the fact it looks badass and gives you a 9% boost to like movement speed, which, hey, I think it should be a little bit bigger. Like, to balance that out, maybe make it like 4% or 5%, or better yet, my idea was add in a cloak for it. It's kind of weird that it doesn't have a cloak for it, because it'll be like an extra few points of damage resistance, right? Or armor. And because it's like a fur type coat, you're using Fenris hairs and wolf hairs, let that also give you like the frost resistance. And let that give you a boost to movement speed as well. So now instead of a 9% boost to movement speed, it can now be 12%. Yes, you gotta grind up a little bit more for a cape, but it would help complete like a matching set for the Fenris armor. Or, yeah, the Fenris armor. Not to mention it'll help, you know, improve the movement speed that much more and get an even better set for it. Just a small suggestion, guys. But back to the caves, yes. Have that shit respawn, like, maybe after 3 to 5 days of in-game time. Just so I don't have to, like, maybe start a new world if I have to hunt down limited use, like, Fenrir fucking hairs. But beyond that, yeah, I'm enjoying Valheim. If you want, like, a retro-looking style game to play with a bunch of friends and have a lot of customization functions, buy it. I know I'm stingy on games, and 20 bucks to me is stingy. I'm just cheapskate. But I mean, I think it's on sale for like $16 now. Oh, $14. Buy it. Fucking buy it. Like, you'll have a lot of fun with it. And to that friend that bought for me, thank you, man. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm actually probably going to think about booting up right now, because the only thing I have to do right now is fucking smelt a shit ton of copper, man. Because now I want to fucking build up my bronze armor. But that's all I wanted to talk about for today. Usual YouTube chant. Let me know what type of fucking shit, you know, you would want in Valheim. What updates and features would you want added in, and some changes to be made? Beyond all that, I'm a log out for now. The Rambling Manager's clocking out. Stay safe, brothers. And go forth. For Valhalla! See ya.